It's the first time Patrick Bell is speaking since his loss on Tuesday to Ruth Jordan in the Charleston County Council race. In this special edition of Quintin's Post-Ups, I speak exclusively with him one-on-one. Patrick, it is so good to see you.
Good to be here.
You know, I want to refresh your memory for a few minutes. You sent a letter to your supporters last week, quote, it says this: the results of yesterday's primary mean I will not be continuing my campaign for county council. And that has me thinking, where are you emotionally right now as we sit here?
Honestly, I'm fine. We really did everything right as far as the campaign goes. We knocked on a lot of doors. We made a lot of phone calls. We sent out a lot of letters. We did everything you're supposed to do. So I haven't wasted a lot of time blaming myself or any of my supporters. We all worked hard. So emotionally, I'm fine.
And you actually said this too, quote, at a time when our community must make critical decisions, I was disappointed only 2% of the voters cast a ballot in yesterday's contest. Question, 2.7% told you what?
Well, it tells you a number of things. The turnout is typically low in primary races, especially here in South Carolina and Charleston County in particular.
Okay.
I was expecting 5 to 7% turnout in our particular race, and of course we got halfway there. So that is very disappointing, and we could spend an hour talking about why that is. But the simplest answer is, a number of Democrats chose to vote in the Republican primary because there were more Republican primary races. I actually pled with several of my supporters at the polls on Tuesday morning who told me, don't worry, I'm with you in November, but I have to go in and vote Republican because I don't want so-and-so to win the Senate race, or I don't want so-and-so to win the state house race. And I told every one of them, if you don't vote for me today, you're not going to get an opportunity to vote for me. Right? Unfortunately, I was right.
Ooh, wow. And let's talk more about that, because as you know, your opponent, Ruth Jordan, I believe, beat you out by a huge 2-1 margin. When you think of that, what goes to your mind?
Well, again, with the turnout as low as it was, I don't waste a lot of time thinking about that. Certainly we analyze the data, see what we can learn about it, and of course try not to make the same mistakes twice. But I wish Ruth the best in November.
Matter of fact, you actually said this too in that particular letter. However, as your planning commission member, I will remain engaged and help with these critical decisions. My service to West Ashley and Charleston County is not done. So what's next for you besides the planning commission?
Who knows? My plate's full as it is. I'm a small business owner, and fortunately that business is taking a lot of my time right now. I'm happy about that. On a personal note, I'm engaged. We've bought a house in Avondale. We're remodeling that house. So in some ways this might be a blessing that we actually have more time to focus on other things. I'm going to stay involved on the planning commission. I love that position. I enjoy it. It does take a considerable amount of time, but it's a lot of fun. And I will stay involved. And as far as the future, who knows?
And congratulations, by the way.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Let's continue with the letter, because you finished the letter by saying this, quote, thank you to those who voted yesterday and for your support throughout the campaign. I also like to thank Colleen Condon for her support, and more importantly, for her 12 years of service on county council. When you think of the 12 years of Colleen Condon's service on county council, what sticks out in your mind?
Oh, wow. Motivation is probably the best word for it. I go to most county council meetings, whether there's an agenda item that matters to me or not. And it's almost always fun to watch. And Colleen always shows up prepared, and always shows up with her opinion set and solid. And I respect that. Now, she and I don't agree on everything, and she and other county council members don't agree all the time. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be discussions and eventual votes, and it's the way that everything works. But she's passionate about what she does, and I always respect that.
You talked about this a little in the letter, but you also said this, quote, to Ruth and Brantley, good luck in your campaigns in November's election. Tell me, how will you help Ruth as far as moving towards the general election?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I've talked to Ruth and I've talked to Brantley since the election. I do, of course, wish both of them the best. I haven't decided whether I'm going to get involved in the race at all. So I just don't know. I can't answer that question for you today.
No worries, no worries. Well, as always, Patrick Bell, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.